Welcome one and all to K5. Before we get into the tapped part of the program, I'm going to check out this fantastic new setup in the 5-pack department at Morrison's for majorette. So they're giving us some supercars, something normal and something to play around with. Isn't that awesome? Well, I guess we better have a quick look around the box just to see if there's anything new to expose to you all. No, nothing really. Easy stuff from majorette. A straight up 5-pack box packed full of 5 cars. Let's crack it open. So, what do we get? Well, it looks like a McLaren for a start. We've got this McLaren 675T. It's not the first time I've seen it in green, but it's the first time I've seen it with these new wheels on. They're quite junky wheels for a supercar, but they are nice. Give you plenty of tread there. They're so good, in fact, that from a distance you might be fooled into thinking that these are rubberized tyres, but they're not. They're the usual. Another nice feature, of course, is the suspension. Fully tampoed up. Very nice tampos on the back there. Very, very clear. And up the front as well, we got the basics plus some nice inset headlamps. Well, part of the windscreen headlamps, but still, it's a feature nonetheless. And of course, beautiful glass, lovely interior. So that's the McLaren. Here's a model I'm quite familiar with too. This is the Renault Alpine A10-50. And this is the street version of the car. Very conceptual. I believe it was made as a homage to the original 110 from back in the 60s, 70s. Fantastic racing car, and of course one of my all-time favourite rally cars. But here we are. This is the red version. Only really seems to be available in this beautiful colour red. It's very sumptuous, isn't it? Yeah, red glass, red everything really, except for that silver stripe. Nice up front logo detail, and of course that red glass gives us that faint hint of some rear tail lamp action as well, which is really cool actually. I don't know if majorette thought that when they were building it, but it does look good. Look at that. Plastic base, no suspension on this one, and it's got the same wheels as the original release. Brilliant stuff. Ooh. Here is a Opel Adam in yellow. Of course, if you're living in Germany, I think, or other countries, this is available in all sorts of liveries, this car. But again, it's been sent to us in this 5-pack in its regular yellow and black colour. Nice interior as usual. Interiors on majorette are just always just phenomenal. I keep harping on about it, but they are good. Nice basic tampoing up front and at the rear. Fantastic. Almost seems like a standard issue now with those plastic headlamp insertions. It's got a save on tampoing and metal and everything else, and it just makes such a pleasant addition to the model. Nice wheels. I like those wheels. Some people have a problem with the majorette wheels. I think they do a good job. Lovely chroming. So overall, very nicely presented model. So all 3 of these cars so far have been from what we would call the basic range, the £2 range, and probably very nice. So for each of them, so it's like £2, £6 worth of cars there. The actual 5-pack only costs £7. So do the maths. It's a bargain. Going to check this out next. This is a very nice little piece. I don't have any majorette tractors. Well, I do now. Looks like this one's set up to have lots of little additions as well. So I'll be looking out for those as I go along. So what do you get? It's obviously quite a small scale, probably about 1/87 scale. Nice chunky wheels. Hollow. Very similar to the Siku wheels actually. They look like they're 2-piece construction as well. You can see there's little clips on the back of that one. Nice hubs. And the same up front. Big chunky wheels. And here we see up front obviously a clip for some kind of equipment to be whacked on there. And look at that, it's got steerable front wheels. I mean, that is such a little feature I didn't expect, but there they are. if you so desire to rough your field, you can do it in style by steering. Look at that, that's wicked. Interesting, it would be cool if it had some kind of steering mechanism, but obviously that doesn't feature. Plastic cab, plastic roof on there. I think that's metal, yeah, so all the green below, anything green below the cab is metal, and everything else is plastic. But overall, quite a nice little model of a Deutz Fahr. Wow, I don't know a lot about tractors, but you do see them around quite a bit. So that's that. And finally, what I believe to be the star of the show, and the reason I picked up this 5-pack apart from the tractor, was this. And yes, I believe these logs are separate. So this is a log lorry, some kind of Volkswagen, not Volkswagen, yeah, Mercedes, sorry, Mercedes-Benz Zetros. Now they've used this Zetros cab on a few things in the lineup, and you'll see it around. You know, one day when I get my Zetroses out, I will show you, but for today I'm just going to show you this. So it's got an articulating crane, obviously designed for picking up logs. It moves it all the way around 360 degrees. The cab is metal, the base chassis is plastic, 6 axles of course, and I believe this bit on the back here, that's the log carrying bit, is made of metal. Right, let's get this rubber band off here. Have a look. Let's see what these logs are. Oh yes, look, the logs all come off. It's all going wrong. So there we go. That's that. So here's the bed. It's got nice little grooves there to put your logs in. I suppose if you're not carrying logs on the day, you can store your arm in there like that. That is awesome. What a lovely, lovely piece. Very finely cast as well. This is plastic at the back here, so I can imagine this getting easily twanged and possibly broken off. Anyway, let's have a look at these logs. Well, these logs are made of plastic. Each one appears to be the same as the other. Let's have a look around here. Yeah, there's no fingerprint action here. They're all the same. Plastic 2-half castings. Make great little pillars. Let's have a look and see what you can do with them. Wow. There we go. There you go. So we have logs. Now, here's the big question. Does this fit a log? So, I suppose it goes. There it is. It can wield a log. Look at that. Awesome. And there we have it. The awesome Mercedes-Benz Actros from Majorette with articulating jib. Absolutely love it. Well, look what I've got here then. The Redlines, 3 of them. So I've now doubled my Redline collection with these 3. I'll start with this one here because I've already found one of these a long time ago now. Well, about a year ago I found one of these, a green one. It was absolutely hacked to pieces. Well, not through lack of love, it was just played with to death. This example, however, of the custom Mustang from 1968 is in played with condition, but overall condition is not bad at all. I did do a little bit of research on this model and discovered that this black panel back here is indicative of a made in Hong Kong model. There it is, Hong Kong. Of course, these were imported over to the UK and then reboxed, funnily enough, not far from where I live. So at some point, probably from around about now onwards, I may well come across lots and lots of old Redlines just showing up in little collections that get handed in to my friend's shop just down the road in Rushden, Osborne's. And he generally holds on to stuff for me, although, I mean, I don't get a chance to always go down there. I actually picked this one off, well, these three I actually picked out of his display, which was open to the street, so anybody could have bought these in the last week or so. I don't know how long he's had them. But there's the custom Mustang. Absolutely beautiful piece, of course, model on the 1967 Mustang Fastback, which back in the day was awesome. And of course featured in the film Bullet. So every kid, or even dad pretty much, because Bullet was a good film, would have wanted to own that one. So that's a really cool piece. Common in red as well, so nothing rare or unusual about that one. How about this one then? Oh, it's a little Beetle. Interesting configuration though, with that up front, I suppose it's a V6 up front there, little Hot Wheels engine. It's got a little bit of bounce to it as well. I'm presuming that's attached to the plastic part that makes up the interior. As you can see, it's got like a roll cage in there. It's got a single seat, so the driver's sitting right in the back of the car there. So this is a bit of a dragster really. Nice little Redline situation. Again, it's in this dark blue. There's an aqua blue version. The aqua blue version, I believe, is quite rare. Another interesting feature of this particular model, I will come to in a minute, apart from the fact it's made in Hong Kong. Custom Volkswagen, looks like it's been stamped over some other name that was there. Again, this was a 68 piece, imported and reboxed in the UK. Feature of this one in particular is the lack of sunroof. Now some people might consider that to be a rare exception. I suppose in America this version wasn't as available. This is really just a European and a UK edition pretty much, hence the lack of sunroof. I think the sunroof did appear later on as the model progressed. Much part of our local culture. There was a factory here that produced, well, the Mattel factory that knocked out all the products, Hot Wheels being one of them. And of course there was cheap as chips, common as muck in these parts at one point. And on to this one here. Yeah, this wasn't going to be the star car, but the irony is I do kind of collect Model Ts, and this is a lovely little example of a Model T. This, of course, is missing the windscreen up front there. Fairly easy to replace, I should imagine. I expect there's Steve Flowers or someone out there can probably fix me up with a new one. But again, not particularly rare colour, this green colour, but in overall condition is really good. I picked all these models up for a good price. All of them were under £3 each. There we go, this one made in Hong Kong. And like I say, I do expect to find more of these as the time goes on. There you go. Let's have a little look at actually on the scale of this one, because it's a funny size. If you look at it next to the Beetle is tiny. Look how small that Beetle is. So the Beetle's probably, well, what, 165 scale, along with this, it's around about 165 as well. But this one appears to be somewhat bigger. There we go. So I've got some other little pieces I want to share with you. First up is this one here. This is the FC I bought a long time ago, one of my favourite Model Ts, for obvious reasons, and most like this one here, with the bucket seats, and well, the configuration is very similar. What I noticed straight away was the wheelbase, almost identical. So that goes with all the running boards as well. Everything's pretty much the same size. Of course, the Hot Wheels version is a souped up model. So the rear, where all the bonnet is, the boot is, and everything else is very similar. Which then leads me on to this Tomica. Now the Tomicas luckily have a scale on the base, and this hopefully will sort things out. So we've got, again, very similar wheelbase. This Tomica is slightly bigger, not by much, because that's the luxury sedan version. But overall, the size is very similar. And the Tomica version is coming in at around about 160 scale. There we go. So yeah, not a bad size really. And there we go. My lovely Hot Wheel Redlines.
Just been down a boot sale and I've managed to pick up some really good stuff. Oh yeah, Grandad? Go on then, let's have a look. Well, first thing I got was this. Yes, it's a Matchbox Pontiac GP, and it's been completely covered in marker pen or paint or something. And I think the spring in the doors has gone. But I shall do a restore on this one because I've got the new opening doors feature version coming at some point. So that's the first one. Glass is in not bad shape as well. I've washed these all up actually. It's the first thing I do when I've been back from a boot sale. Then we've got this, which is the famous Matchbox Jaguar E-Type, which has come up very nicely. And you paid a couple of quid for this. A real bargain. Glass is in good shape as well. So there's that one. And then we got this one for K5, and it's a Husky Sunbeam Alpine, complete with its roof. Very weird roof as well, because it's like purple clear plastic, but that does come off, and it's got a rather interesting texture pattern which has been done on the inside. Don't know quite what that's about. That's peculiar for sure. It could have only been done in the 1960s. There you go. To this, which is the Matchbox Ford Anglia with silver plastic wheels. So I think we shall do a restore on that at some point. And then we have the Matchbox Tate & Lyle Sugar Tanker, which is actually based on a real vehicle. So if you have a look online, you'll be able to see that. So it's a Foden 6-wheeler. 8-wheeler sugar container, and Tate & Lyle, as it says, London and Liverpool. There's transfers have come off. I can get some new ones. They were based in Silvertown in East London, not too far away from Hackney, where the Matchbox factory was. So I think a lot of this was probably deals done in a pub between various people and companies, as in, oh, I work for Matchbox, oh, I work for Tate & Lyle, oh, can we do a model of your lorry? Yes, you can. No licensing agreements, all done on the back of a fag packet. Cigarette packet, if you're American. Right, and some Skybusters. We've got an Alpha Jet, which I think was one of the very first Matchbox Skybusters back in 1973. Although it doesn't seem to have a coding on there. It should be SB1. No, it's SB 2, 11, I don't know, whatever. Nice, that's done in the French display team, I believe, whatever they're called. And then we've got the BAC Lightning, which was not the best of models, I have to say, done by them, with these horrendously out of scale Sidewinder missiles in the wrong position, because they should be a bit more forward, but that's because of the way they could put it in, a bit like the Tornado with the plastic missiles. And you'll notice that the rather strange colouring on the fin there, that's because when it originally came out it was in green, and they would be the squadron badges for whatever squadron it is, and I can't remember. Terribly sorry, should know, fathers in the RAF. Snap hand. Yeah, not the best rendition of a Lightning, but I quite like it, and I've been wanting to get one for years. They've got a kink in the wing, right? That is correct. That was to help stability and speed. So it's the later version, the whatever version it is, the F6 perhaps. But yeah, it's what it is, a toy. And then we've got a late Superfast, well, when they brought the Superfast name back when it was under Tyco. Sealed box, never been opened, number 21, Ferrari F50. I think that was a bargain at £1. Something stupid. And then we'll finish with this Model Z S-Tier. And the reason why I got this, as you can see, it is cherry blossom boot polish that was made in Chiswick in West London, West 4. And I've been doing a series of radio slots on the Robert Elm show on BBC Radio London. I've been talking about London industry, and so I thought I'd pick that up as an inspiration to perhaps mention it on a future programme. And if you want to listen in, it's every Tuesday fortnight at 12:30 to 1 o'clock on the Robert Elm show on BBC Radio London, and that's my little plug, but only until early April when I finish my slot. I've got 12. I'm on the 8th one, and the next one will be on, I can't remember, but I'm sure that K5 can put it up as an ident. But waffle, there you go. So that's everything there. Oh, and also I have picked up a badge. Hold on, there we go. It's a Fuller's London Pride pump head. This goes onto the back of where you pour the beer on a bar, and this will date from the 1970s. So another bit of London industry there. And Chiswick, you see, Chiswick. Fuller's are based in Chiswick, so it all makes sense. That's all of that lot there. And then I'll quickly mention this, which I picked up in a charity shop yesterday, and this is the Ferrari Testarossa by Matchbox, and this bit flips. Watch. Zoop. There you go. And then back again. Zoop. Did a range of these, so never had one before. And then we got some real toys. A Subaru. These cost me 50p each, these. And an E55 Mercedes AMG. And a BMW Z, God knows what. Fantastic models, these. Honestly, I was saying this to K5. These were available in Tesco's for something like 60p back in the day, and really should have bought more of them, but being a snob, I didn't. Fantastic models, lovely clear glass, and at some point I might do a little separate video about these to go into some more detail to give it justice. But basically, I got all of that lot this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and total spend on that lot was somewhere in the region of about £30. Quite a lot of money, I suppose, but some were more expensive than others. And hey, if I'd got these on eBay, I would have spent far more than that. There you go. Bye.
Who wants to see some tat that I found down at the car boot sale then? Well, I'm going to go straight in with this piece. It's an FC, of course, we know all about this one. This is an FC Model T with a pickup on the back. Very cool. You can attach a little thing on there if you want to have a hook on the back. I do actually have one of these already in my collection of these FCs, and it's pretty much identical in all, even the damage is identical. So there must be something to do with the way that they're produced. Of course, some of these high edges are a little bit roughed up, but generally speaking, I've yet to come across a really badly deformed model. Wow, so that's that. So I've got this lovely little van, crazy pink interior. This is a transit van. There we are, look, Ford Transit. Now this is quite a late majorette, and I do actually have some late majorettes on reserve at my mate's shop that I'm going to be purchasing over probably next month, and I'll be able to show them to you then. But this is probably from around about the 1990s. Wow, towards the end of majorette's last life, before the 2000s. Possibly not made in France, made in Portugal, or possibly even America, but more likely to be Portugal, given that it's here in Europe with me right now. That's in a 160 scale. That's an interesting size. That's what goes with the Model Ts then, doesn't it? There we go. Nice sliding door on the side as well. And look at this then. Talking about sliding doors, this one's got a little door that you can open. And this is also a majorette caravan. Caravane. In 170 scale. It's an interesting size, isn't it? Way smaller than the 164, of course. But still, nonetheless, it probably is around about 164 scale. Interesting features in this one is that if you look on the in there, it's got a little radio. You can just make that out. Can you just see that there? Little radio. And, controversially, a little ashtray. Of course, there's a sink over there and a cooker. And of course, I suppose you'd sleep at the back there. Well, would you sleep here? Or would you want to sleep there? But there you would. You could sleep by the door. Very nice. Room for 5 in there, I'm sure. Interesting piece. It's got metal base and all this top part is plastic. But very good condition overall. A little bit chipped, but nothing to worry about really. Just haven't got anything to tow it. Unfortunately, the Transit would have been good, but there you go. How about this then? Now this really did catch my eye. This was amazing. When I didn't know what it was to start with. I mean, obviously I knew it was a stagecoach, and it was a little bit dirtier than it is now, but it cleaned up very nicely. So you've got a Winchester up there and some luggage, and there's a guy driving the horses that are made of plastic and on this extending bar. And look, yes, it's made by Corgi. There you go, made in Britain. It's quite a late Corgi, probably from the mid to late 80s or thereabouts. The only really good piece of metal on here is that stagecoach cabin. And inside there you've got a couple of people on their way somewhere very quickly on their little horse situation. Of course, the stagecoach would have actually had about more horses than that, but I think that's plenty. It would have fitted in a blister quite nicely, that actually. No, it's not a Corgi, it's not a Husky, it's not even, well, it's missing a few bits. It's missing a bit of plastic at the back there, and that's because this was very loose. And this is a Play Art Jaguar E-Type 2+2, picked up really because I don't have an example of a 2+2 E-Type from Play Art. I didn't even know they made one, but yeah, when I got it, this was all hanging off, so and that's caused the rear suspension to sag. But still, interesting arrangement here with these side windows. Presuming they're supposed to look like they're the windows are half rolled up or rolled down, or could it just be casting flash? Who knows? But there we go. Very old model, that one. Probably from, oh, I don't know, the 70s. It's got to be pretty old. I don't really know a lot about Play Art, but there you go. That's that. Again, from the car boot sale. Lovely old black wool. And this is a 1975 Rockbuster. Ripe for restoration. But the more I looked at it, the more I just enjoy the dilapidation of all that paint on the top there. And I particularly enjoy those transfers. They just look so cool. I mean, there's no way you could, well, maybe you could replicate that. Maybe there is someone out there that can post, or you can get them off eBay. Who knows? But this is a lovely piece. Very, very tempted to do it up and give it some new wheels, because these wheels have just had it. They're very, very, very wobbly. But a lovely thing. Very, very nice indeed. All dusty, just needs some work doing on it. Staying with work, here we go. That's another one of these. Yes, it's the Porsche from Superfast Matchbox 1970. Very early bit of Superfast action with these wider wheels for Superfast. Not much you can say about it really, other than that it's done a few burnouts and it's got quite a lot of damage around the quarter panels. Looks like it's done quite some serious racing, this one. But incredibly, the glass is in one piece. So again, good piece for restoration. And I've got a good mind to send that one over to Can-Am Customs for a once over. Staying with the Superfast. Unfortunately, oh look, straight away you can see that dink in the pillar. But overall, this one is in very nice condition. And from this side, it looks quite nice indeed, except for that bit of white rot or whatever it is that's down there. But of course, it's got opening feature. Oh no, it's worth a fortune. It's got an opening feature. That's plastic, that tailgate. And this is the Cougar Villager, number 74, from, well, 1979, Lesney. So it's a nice late Superfast, just before they kind of got rid of the boxes. So this would have been boxed up. And it's an alternate colour to the one I actually have. I have a green one of these. But yeah, it was just nice to find a blue one. Shame about the dink. I'm sure that's it's possible to repair. It is actually possible to repair that, but not with the base on, unfortunately. So it's going to stay like that for now. Incredible that the glass didn't get smashed, but lovely, lovely details. Very nice model, and I love that blue. Staying with Matchbox. It's this. And this is another model that absolutely caught my eye from the same guy. Now, the guy's a local seller. He does all the markets in the local area. He does Wellingborough on a Tuesday, if you're in the area. And he does the car boot at Rushton and Diamonds on a Sunday morning. And he had this piece. This is the original models of yesteryear Bentley, number 5A. There was a 5B, which is a lot more detailed, and the 5B does actually have headlamps and all that good stuff, but this is a little bit more of a Formula 1 version. If you can imagine this thing beating around the Brooklands in Formula 1 mode, wow, yeah, absolute killer. Of course, it's the 1929 4.5 litre Bentley. Fantastic. I love those wheels, even though they're just chunky castings. It's very cool. And the other thing about them, they've got Lesney printed up on the tyres. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Metal interior. The later version has plastic. All this bit, the tonneau and the seats are all plastic insert. So this is all one-piece casting. Not bad at all. I believe that red is actually factory as well. Seems to have been sprayed in there. Maybe not. But there you go. This bit at the front, it looks like it's been tampered with though. Yeah, it's got that old silvered thing going on. But isn't she lovely? A lovely, lovely thing. Probably from around about 1958 or thereabouts, because it's got the crimped axles. There you go. Brilliant. I only picked this one up because it was just crazy looking. It's a Bronco, of course. It's in around about 1/64 scale. From the wheels, you'd think that this was a Tomica. And yes, I did, straight up. I thought, that's a strange looking Tomica. Look around it. I always like to look at things first from the top before I flip the base, because it seems a bit rude to flip the base. And look at that, it's an Ertl, and it's not just any old Ertl, it's a speed strip Ertl, and there's something crazy going on in there, which I think we're going to have a look at. Boop, boop, boop. Now these things, you're supposed to plug them into a viewfinder, which looks a lot like, I suppose, like this caravan. You'd look through there with a periscope, a light would shine up and you would see whatever's going on in that film through like a little film. So there you go, this spins around and there's a film going on in there. Look, a little movie, some kind of car chase. There you go, look, there's our Bronco. Oh, there's a snake, and wow. Look, the police car crashes into the water and the Bronco jumps out of the water and the snake jumps out the back. Oh wow, and yeah, I think the Bronco gets away. And there you go. So no moving parts apart from this in the actual vehicle. So yeah, it's all about plugging it in to that hole. That does a spinner, some light, I suppose you use sunlight, comes in through the windows and illuminates your view of the crazy film. It's an impy. Oh, I love finding impys. I won't pick them up necessarily if they're mashed to pieces, there's no point, but I will pick them up if they are seemingly complete, and this one fulfills that criteria. It has all its moving parts, so we have an opening bonnet, opening doors, still work and still close proficiently, opening boot, brilliant stuff. So many features, and that's just the top half, all made of metal except for the interior, which is plastic. Now we move down to the chassis. We have wheels with separate hubs. They look like the hubs are clipped on, because if you look around the back of the wheel, the wheels are made of plastic. So hubbed up wheels. These would have been chromed at the very least, I'm sure. They steer. I mean, that's just mad. They actually steer. And it's a metal base with only one little stud at the front there, so that's really cool. And these are made by Lone Star, made in England. This is a 1/58 scale Ford Corsair Roadmaster Impy supercar. Probably would have cost you around about the equivalent of £3 nowadays, I suppose. I suppose you could equate that to probably a bit more. But this is a premium, would have been a premium vehicle in the day. 2 shillings and 11p I saw an advert for, which is around about 29p. But you know, old money was worth more than it is now. So there she is, absolutely gorgeous. A little bit worse for wear, but it's all there. So you know, it's fantastic. And of course, I have an affection for these cars because my best mate, when we were punk rockers, he used to have one of these. It was his first car. His dad bought it for him. And of course, yes, we mashed it up. But we had fun doing so. Always reminded me of a Rolls Royce, actually. I suppose it's the way cars were built back in the 60s. Wow. But yeah, that was around about 1980 he had this car. So it would have been well and truly a second-hand car by then. And we loved it. Absolutely loved it. Big old 1600 engine, I thought, was it 2 litre engine I think he had in his one. Vinyl roof. But yeah, it's all going on. What a lovely thing. The Impy Ford Corsair.
updates. I was just out in town and I found this, which is a Trabant, and it's made by Maisto, as you can see. And I found this in a charity shop in West Hampstead in northwest London, and I've never seen a model of well, I've never had a model of a Trabant, and this actually came in this box here, which is a Maisto box. Transit Authority was obviously one of their little attempts of doing a series, supposedly dating from 2002, but it's always any time after that. And on the top is a sticker which says Museum House Checkpoint Charlie, Mauer Museum Wall. So it's the presumably the Berlin Wall Museum, to do with the Cold War, Checkpoint Charlie, and that's where it came from a few years ago. So a model with some history, and that cost me £2. Everything's £2. £2 is a new £1. So there you go. Fairly basic, but so was the car. Interesting how they chromed the rear lights. Obviously they only had one colour for doing detailing, so they did the headlamps and the radiator, and did the side markers, and did the lights at the back for good measure. There you go. That's it. Not an awful lot to say about it. Interesting colour. Lime green. Trabant.
I always like to finish my videos on a high note, usually with something premium, and usually something a little bit different that I've discovered either online or in my travels. Now, this particular piece I discovered at the market, probably from last year, probably from the end of summer. They released this little series of cars you can see on the back there. They are basically character cars, because if I remember rightly, Ghost Rider was a motorbike driver. That is obviously from the film, so that's actually a real piece. I don't know if Deadpool was selling chimichangas, but I believe they're one of his favourite food items. Again, the Spider-Mobile, it looks like a beach buggy with Spider-Man wheels on it. Very nice, actually. But I found this. Yes, it's the Punisher van. Wicked. And there she is. 4 of 5. And yes, I think I need to get it out of the box. Well, that didn't take too long. Let's see what you get for your money. Now, this cost me £10 English money. I know it's a lot, but sometimes you just got to pay that little bit more when you see it. So here we go, the Punisher van. Looks to me based heavily on the old Hot Wheels, wow, on the old Hot Wheels custom van, which is a collector's favourite. Not 100% on that, and I don't have one handy to compare it with. It's not a piece I collect personally, but this does have some interesting features. First of all, it has this door open on the side, which is static. You can see it's part of the main body. Ooh, rubber tyres. Everyone's favourite wheel, not, but that's all right. I like them. Looks good on this. It's got this little computer area inside there. Let's have a look in there, shall we? What can we see? Right, we've got... Well, of course, the Punisher likes to tune into police wave bands to find out what's been going on. He also likes to track things down on the internet, talk to his solicitor, all that kind of good stuff, because he's a bit of a naughty gunslinger. Right, we got on the roof, talking about gunslinging, we've got this Gatling gun, which rotates. You can stick it in a kind of more civilized position, so you can shoot behind you. It's got a little radome on the top there. I wouldn't think that that would need to move as such, but it actually does move, which is interesting. Of course, there's lovely graphics down the side. That's just a nice surprise, actually. This thing at the back here, now this looks like it actually comes out, so let's have a look. Here we go. Oh yeah, look, it's a moving cannon of some sort. So that actually comes right out the back of the van. So you can spray stuff on the behind you. Look at that. Wow, So that's something off of a helicopter or something, isn't it? It's like a little, I suppose it's 4 cannons there. Kind of the way it's all been set up though, it doesn't actually look like cannons. It's almost as if someone could actually control it standing in the back there. But to me, it's probably remote controlled. When you're being chased and you're the Punisher, you've been out taking out the bad guys. And that is what you would need to fend off people chasing after you. So there it is. That slots away quite nicely, hopefully. Let's have a look. Yep, there it goes, straight back in the boot. I suppose you can shoot it from there if you need to. It'd be a bit noisy, wouldn't it, inside the cabin? That thing there just rotates all over the place. That's brilliant, that. Interesting addition up the front here. It's got this like bull bar thing going on. That's well and truly clipped in there. It's probably part of the whole base. It's all part of the interior, I would guess. All metal, metal top, metal base. Tampoed. Wow, it's actually tampoed on the headlamps. Or are they? Or they? Oh, it's moulded in. So plastic headlamps. Nice little side markers there. Nice lights at the rear. Metal base. Rubber tyres. Punisher van. It's all going on. Marvel made in Thailand. Wow. And it's a good weight too. There you go. So there we go. That's me and the Punisher. Wow. Saying ta-ta for now. And I'll see you next time. Happy hunting, everybody.